Hello everyone, this is Muntasir. Thank you for dropping by my presentation. I hope this analysis supports your decision-making process for investment in the DFW housing market. After a year of pandemic, I wanted to see how DFW housing market looks like. There is a price jump in recent times, and I wanted to see why it is happening. And in order to do that, I've chosen certain factors or variables for this study, and I hope you're able to relate to the opinion that I'm offering based on my study. The study you'll see is that the average price of houses is increasing as the total supply or the total listing for housing in the DFW area is decreasing, which is as simple as it can get. Supply decreases, demand increases, and the price is absolutely supposed to go up. So this is a preview of what was used for the analysis, and I have provided the links to it. The main data that I used to base my opinion is the new authorized units, and it is a number which is yet to be added to the total listings. And also, I wanted to see a correlation between the total listings and new construction indexes to see if there is a relationship which can determine that the total listing will increase in the future and which may contribute towards a price drop. And yes, let's move on and see how it looks like. In this slide, we can see the National Home Price Index has moved past the bubble, and the Dallas-Fort Worth average house price has also gradually increased, if you can see from the year after 2010 and the year right around 2010 for DFW housing area. It quite looks like a similar upward trending um, graph, which shows that there has been quite a gradual rise, and at the end it got steeper. And there might be several reasons supporting this steep line, and that is for another study probably with different variables. But today we're just looking into the authorized units just for DFW housing area. So these are the variables that I've used in my study, and the median household income and the DFW house sales is gradually increasing at a same rate, most likely over time. And if you can compare it, if you see the both timelines starting from 2013, and when you draw that line into the house sales, the upward trending is quite similar to the increase of the household income. And given that as it is as normal as it can get, after the bubble, people might have been saving and understanding the dynamics of the housing market and making their investments appropriately with better decision supporting their cause. And this is what it seems like when you put them side by side. So like I said, the demand is increasing as household income is increasing. Hence, the sales is also increasing. And over here, if you look at the total listing for Dallas-Fort Worth area, it is decreasing, and which means the supply is decreasing, and the average price, house price for DFW is quite likely to rise. And this is why I thought of looking more into it, and I have chosen certain variables to support my analysis. And one of those certain variable is the authorized units, which is yet to be added to the total listings. And when you compare them side by side and looking into the timeline, it can be seen that the total listing is down, and in certain times similar to those total listing period, you can see the authorized units tend to be higher, which states that they're yet to be added to the total listing, which may cause the supply to increase and the price uh, ultimately to fall not by a significant amount, but with a reasonable amount, which can be helpful for certain buyers to get into the market and capitalize that. And yes, I hope to make that even more clear in my coming slides. In this slide, I have made my opinion clear by testing the correlation between the authorized unit, the total listings, and the new construction indexes, which is the Las Vegas and Fisher index. And when you look at the authorized units and total listed listings, which is marked with the red circle, there is a slightly negative relationship, stating that if the total listing goes up or goes down, suppose like if it goes down, the authorized units is going to go up with a certain amount. And if you look into the correlationship between all authorized units and the new construction indexes, which is marked in the green circle, you can see there's a very strong correlation, which means that if the new construction increases, the all units authorized increases significantly. And if you also look into the blue circle, you can see the total listing relationship with the new construction, and it is quite strongly, I mean, negatively related, and which states again that if the total listing goes down, the number of new construction increases. So there's a significance in that, in this notion, which states that if the listing is down by a certain amount, there will be someone or organization dropping in to increase the supply for total listings. And this relates to my analysis that I've been trying to make, and it is quite evident that there might be increase in the total listing in the future. So in this forecast, it's seen that the authorized units with the 80 to 95% confidence interval, it shows that the units may decrease, which I was trying to put back in my opinion is that if the authorized units decreases, the total listing is increasing, and which goes back to few slides behind us, where I compared them side by side. And if this forecast is said to be true, it may cause a future drop in price. And this is just one variable at play. There are numerous amount of variables that may affect the total listing. And the total listing can be affected by foreclosure and many other reasons. So this is just one bit of a reason why the supply may rise and the price may go a little bit down, helping investors to capitalize a moment. And furthermore, to support the previous slide, uh, over here there is our forecast for the total listing, which does show the opinion that I stated before. And it does show that there may be an increase in total listing, a slight increase, and it really depends on the number of new constructions that is available. And uh, personally, like I know a few people who are having a hard time in order to go carry on with their investments, as they're trying to find a construction company to help them build their houses. And that is a reason that could be dropping the number of total listings. And if people are out there, and the companies are out there interested in capitalizing this huge demand that has been seen over this 1 year, there is a business prospect, and if that goes on and carries on, there may be an increase in the total listing. And I hope this is a little bit more clear than before as I am moving forward. And moving on, I actually conclude my presentation over here. A few things to note down is the sales to listing ratio, which we understood and we studied in this presentation. And a rough estimate was the last year there was a 12% drop, and which may have caused by the increased demand as we saw in the steep in back in the housing price. And the reason behind the price jump, it could all be a mixture of reasons, but today we understood a part of the authorized units, and which may be a reason that the total listing is down, and the new constructions that I've mentioned, which needs even a further study. But today, this is a really short presentation, and I was unable to provide those information into this time period. So I hope to do more study on the new construction and why it might be affecting the total listing and why it is not increasing as it's supposed to be with the demand. But those are a few things that to keep in mind. And for interested buyers who are a little bit conservative, you can keep on the money and wait for a little bit to get into the market and purchase a home, as given that my study says that there might be a shortfall in the future. But people who have the money, buy it right now, and you will definitely get a return in 5 years. And I hope everyone liked my presentation. And thank you so much for stopping by.